read between the lines. All right. So we're just gonna kick this one off then. All right. Welcome back to the Chemical Vision. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, boom! Just to get him going there. All right. Welcome back to the Chemical Vision podcast, episode 11. 11, right?
I don't know, man. Is it 11 already?
Yeah, I think so. We've been doing these bi-weekly, which that actually kind of scares me. If we've been doing them bi-weekly and we're at episode 11, that means we've been doing this for 2 weeks already.
Which is half a year.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Well, actually, that's awesome. I'm glad that we've made it this far. We're doing another remote session, obviously, from the Sonic Chamber of none other than...
Oh, I don't have the cool background either. Sorry to make you look at the boring stuff.
Well, I'm Johnny Chase, your interdimensional guitar wizard. I'm here again with my dude.
My name's Tyler. We're in the Kaboom room.
So, all right, well, let's go over these show notes for here. I got in these show notes. This episode's got a chill but electric feel. So I think, why don't you guys kick back, kind of bring your favorite...
cocktail.
There we go. I was looking for...
Or if you don't drink, whatever your relaxing thing is. Some people do tea.
That's good. I was looking for a PG term or something, but you took it in a way better direction.
I don't mean to say it needs to be full open for everyone.
That was perfect.
Do you like cigars? We don't condone smoking. It's bad for your health, but you know what I'm saying.
Correct. That's
Whatever
right.
you do to chill, grab that thing, sit back.
We originally did have an acoustic clip, but we decided to X that out because I ended up not bringing my guitar.
Oh, you're sweet. I was gonna say I feel like I kind of chickened out on it too.
Man, see, you just why'd you out yourself?
I did. I don't mind shouldering it when it's me, and I feel like it was me, and so. But you didn't bring your guitar.
Well, I didn't bring my guitar
probably because you knew that
I would use his. So.
Yeah, I do have. It's like. Yeah.
So
well, anybody who knows there's like 77 guitars in this house.
Yeah, so they're able to kind of get what's going on here. Anyway, we're now in the week out before the May 30th show that we have with Tonneson, Haas, Oxidose, and Jeremiah.
Yeah, it's going to be dope.
Yeah, super stoked about that. That's going to be at Brass Mug in Tampa, the infamous or famous Brass Mug, whichever you look at it. We look at it as a famous Brass Mug. It's a place that kind of brought us up and broke us in.
He looks at it as the famous Brass Mug. I am not from here, so it's the infamous.
Oh, I'm not from here.
Sorry. I'm just saying, you said we.
No, he's right. He's right.
Anyway, no, please come out. And love you, Heather. Your bar is awesome.
Love you, Heather. Thank you very much for letting us put this show on.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're super stoked for that. Hopefully, actually, when this does air, so hopefully if you're seeing this episode when this airs, that means that you're seeing this early on Friday, May the 30th. And we will be playing later at night, May the 30th. Well, technically, actually, probably we'll be playing into the 31st of May.
I feel like there's a squirrel in the wall. I'm hearing.
Okay.
I'm hearing. Sorry. I'm like.
Is it me or?
No, I don't know. I was just like thought. I thought there was like I don't know. Sorry, that was my bad.
No worries.
Go on.
But anyway,
I feel like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
that was pretty good.
Sorry.
Hey, listen, we'll just use that as a hard segue into the next segment. Segment number 1 was going to be current frequencies.
Yes, let's catch up, guys. We've been cooking up some good stuff. You don't even know because we just came out of Artificial, and we were about to do Equilibrium, and
we just released Dark Craft.
I'm speaking out of line. I'm sorry, Dark Craft.
Yeah, no
There's
worries.
a lot of titles.
But hey, listen, this episode brought to you by
Mountain Dew.
Blast.
Shout out Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but specifically Baja Blast. If you can sponsor.
Yeah, sorry, it has to be Baja Blast.
No, 100%.
Regular Mountain Dew.
Vomit.
Ugh. Maybe some Code Red, but no.
Yeah, we'd have to
Mountain
be
Dew.
like gaming or do something crazy for the Code Red.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Anyway, back to original schedule. Yeah. But yeah, so we just had, and this is my fault because I was the one to put together these show notes. So we had Darkcraft coming out.
I did read. Yeah, I read the show notes.
I know. Trust me, I was going to let you throw yourself on the bus.
I already
we-
did earlier.
Yeah.
You'll take this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to like practice your honesty here. So Darkcraft came out Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was the 20th, 21st, right?
Yes.
I'm super stoked. It's like our most straightforward song that we've ever put out. I like it. Probably the most like radio friendly. Got a dope ass guitar solo that I was able to slip in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and a lot of this.
Oh, yeah,
it's this.
lot of
If you could
waving.
embody this in
yeah,
a
the
song.
anthems,
Anthematic, yeah.
anthems, and just like arms moving back and forth here. Okay.
It's another one, like I think you said this already, the way where like when we first started out, it's like, yeah, we'll keep this. It wasn't like we'll keep this because it's okay. We liked it, obviously, but like by the time it was finished, it's like, ooh, this is a banger, dude.
Yeah.
It kind of crept up on all of us.
100%.
You know?
It definitely did. This was another one. They kind of seemed to come together. We know that they were like an idea because they were the demo phase. We're like, okay, yeah, this is it. But still, we don't really get how they're going to be until they're fully done. Harmonies, vocals, everything put together, all stuff. And this was definitely one, as it was getting put together, where I was like, wow. This definitely took a step up, in my opinion, because I thought this was just kind of going to be a throwaway single. And it definitely it was not.
No,
that.
it's dope. I like it a lot. And it's another one where actually we did it first. We wrote this one and released it, or we wrote this one before Artificial, technically, because I remember, or part of it anyway, because I remember it was like the first rap type thing that I did, and so I was really scared. But then we ended up releasing Artificial, so it's like now I'm a rapper, dude, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, so now that's 2 tracks. We got you doing over 16 bars. You got
There we go.
2
Oh,
versions
yeah.
of some hot 16 bars.
Yeah. Well, you really can't be living if you're all too busy dying. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. So if you are familiar with Darkcraft, there we go. There's a lyric from the verse there.
One person would be, shout out Cass.
Yeah.
She bought a house in Florida.
Yeah, shout out Cass, finally moving here
She'll
from
be here.
From Kansas.
Yep.
So this will be the second most important import from Kansas to Florida. First being this guy right here.
Well, I am the princess, the real princess, Cass. It's not you.
Yeah, I concur. All right, so listen, this is definitely it's like an analog heartbeat under digital skin. Honestly, I kind of came upon that when we're trying to describe some of the stuff that's going on
Say
with
that
Chemical
again.
Vision.
Analog
An
heartbeat.
analog heartbeat or analog heart beating under digital skin.
I like that. I like that.
So I think that's kind of the vibe or something that we have going here with Chemical. And I think as we're putting this stuff together, it's kind of taking on a life of its own. But I'm super stoked to see where it keeps going.
Yeah, it is. I like that term because it's very structured and very, like on the nose, but then still has a little bit of, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. It's something
Sexy swag.
It's something new, but what I like about it has that sleek, approachable kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. That I think that's because you are this young, sleeky, modern writer, and I'm this just barely older than you guy who's obsessed with the 90s.
That's right. That's right. I think that's exactly why, actually.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I think the 90s, because I was just talking about this with a guy at work, how like the 60s had a really big pivotal moment. All the bands in the 60s, not all, but like the big Led Zeppelin and I'm not even going to be good at naming Beatles, but obviously. But there's like a handful. There was a big movement then. And then in the 90s again, there's another big movement. So like whether or not you like Nirvana, mostly because that's pretty controversial, or like that whole Seattle scene, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, all that stuff. It was a big, huge thing in the 90s. And I think that growing up, I listened to a lot of that. So I think that comes out unintentionally when I sing. So then I think that's what helps give us that maybe not quite so modern. It's kind of maybe.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with you.
It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah, yin and yang, not yin yang. Everybody.
Not yin yang, you dumb peoples.
Yeah. God bless.
It's the yen.
Yeah.
Sort of like the money,
Yeah. Yin.
but not.
No. Yin.
That's yen.
Yeah.
Yin. I know it's an
yin.
E and an I. I said sorta.
Okay.
I said sorta.
Sorry. You
just
saw
no
how quickly
G.
I had to jump
Yin.
on him there.
It's like, God, get out of my throat, bro. Whoa.
Segment 2.
Segue into segment 2, Tex-Mex. Ah, crap, I don't have my phone.
Tex-Mex. All right. So typically this would be where the Becks would rate their favorite 21st century piece of technology. Okay, which I have, which we will go over probably after we give our opinions, and then we also have maybe some tech or gear that we like that we've been messing with now. So, Tyler, what's some tech that you've been messing with now? Do you like?
Well, I'm reading your show notes, and I'm like, you're gonna have to like point at the item because I'm stupid. So this is talking about the SP404 MK2, and I'm like, wait,
Okay,
which thing is that?
so-
You mean like that thing over there?
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna let you into a little bit how I do these notes. Sometimes like
You just write stuff.
I'm making stuff up.
I love it.
Like I'm literally making stuff
I
up that
know.
might not even exist. It's
Okay.
I'm just stream of consciousness typing this, and
So-
but you see how it's like bold versus the other writing.
I love how
Okay,
I love
so
how we
that's,
do these shows.
that's also to let me know like, hey, you probably made this up.
We're the most professional
probably
podcast out there. Dude, this reminds me of when we were in 5th grade or 6th grade. Not me. When I was in 6th grade, I remember being like with the kids. We're like, "God, you see that new skateboard that's out? It's the new Twister 2000." Blah blah blah. And then somebody be like, "Yeah, that's really cool." And you're like, "Just kidding, I made that up, liar." You know, it's like, oh, so now people are gonna call me out and be like, "Yeah, dude, I've been playing with that Roland SP404 MK2."
But what's funny, there is like some stuff. I think
I'm sure there
there
is.
is the Akai Mini MK2, which is the keyboard.
Which are dope. Those things are sick.
Yeah, that's why I write a lot of chemical shit with that. And then the SPDSX was actually that's right in front of us. We're here at the rehearsal space. You can't see.
See, that's what I thought this was. Us. And I was like,
but that was me.
that thing is a
I'm just
beast.
like
that thing's a beast,
I'm
dude.
just typing, trying to get something in here.
Not just
yeah.
for like our samples, but
Yeah, actually,
you know,
I don't know
for
if we ever brought that up in an episode before, but yes, I
we've
know.
actually never talked about it. I don't
Well,
think.
and we've seen this in a bunch of shows. I know every drummer and their mother is going to have the story for the same thing. The Roland SPDSX, SX.
We used to call it the Octopad, I think, back in the day, because it used to only have 8. I think it has 9 now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this one's been
I don't.
out.
Yeah,
This one's been out for a while because you remember the old band.
that was
We
used.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
by used.
I do.
kids,
I
it's
do
fine.
love that. So sample pads have come a long way. They've actually been really amazing. This one's been awesome. It
Yeah, I
definitely
love
helped-
it. I
helped
love
us
Yeah.
pull off the Chemical Vision live show. So that's probably my favorite. The Mechs probably would lean into that, but of course, they think Tinder is their like favorite piece of 21st century technology.
Tinder.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but what do you expect from
Delete.
like half synthetic, half organic beings from the future?
They just think
that
with their.
have no women. Yeah,
They
exactly.
think with their Tinder.
They're with their Tinder. That's right. With their synthetic, non-synthetic genitalia.
Right. Yes. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. By the way, if nobody's noticed, this is actually our Memorial Day weekend episode.
Happy
So,
Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
It'll probably be. Wait,
Thank you.
It'll be after that once they see this.
Thank you for the ultimate sacrifice. We do appreciate that.
Are you talking to Jesus now? Because
No, brother.
that's the ultimate sacrifice, man.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
You're not wrong. You're
Just
not wrong.
saying.
You're not wrong.
Just say thank you, veterans. I don't get me
Okay,
wrong.
Actually, thank you.
Don't come after me, people.
Thank you, brother Tyler, for putting me in
I'm
order
just
there.
saying, though. Come on. now.
Thank you. Then I will say thank you, veterans, for your ultimate
yeah,
sacrifice.
sorry. I don't mean to make a joke.
I do
out of it.
appreciate that.
Yeah, for real.
But
So that we can be dumb and do this in a country.
damn straight.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
damn straight. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
But all right. So
So segment 3, acoustic.
segment 3. Boo. We're scratching that out.
I know. I kind of want to. No, I don't.
As I'm looking
should we just
around,
fake
to see
it?
the
Yeah, just
acoustic
ad lib it.
Yeah.
We could just let's not
Yeah,
fake it.
anyway,
We'd have to just cut it out later, probably.
yeah, we'd have to do. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. We'll focus this more on what's going to be on that May 30th show where this is going to be airing on.
This is airing on the day of the show.
Yeah, this is going to be. That's all I'm saying. It's going to air on that.
So you should show up tonight.
This is the Memorial Day episode / inaugural Chemical Vision show. day as well.
Yeah, I'm going to say it here because I feel like this isn't like as public. It is public, but not as public. I don't think that we've actually said to the public that, hey, this is our first show. We've just been pinning it like, yo.
Yeah, we're trying to pull off this whole vibe like, yeah, we're some legit band that's been doing this a lot. But here we are in all of our glory and unprofessionalism on this podcast right now.
Amen. And thank you, veterans, for allowing us to do our stupid shit that we do.
Yeah, once again, thank you.
I was about to thank Jesus too, but I didn't.
I mean, that's a given. That's a given. We're doing that every day, brother. But, amen. All right, so then we're gonna just jump into here. Then we're gonna keep dumping you guys with this May 30th until like you guys are all brainwashed into May 30th.
Wait, today is May 30th though for them, right?
Yeah. So the brainwashing's gonna have to set in and work really quick. So,
come over tonight. Come on tonight. Let's go tonight.
Tonight.
And if you don't make it tonight, because you still need to stream us. Or buy our merch, or just hit us up online and talk to us because we're all pretty friendly, honestly. And I want to be your friend. I don't know about him. I need friends. I know. I meant that. Like, I don't think he's pretty.
He's definitely being truthful.
He's probably pretty close to the
here's
maximum
the thing, though.
amount.
If you do love my band, though, I will absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to talk to him about like your band's so cool, he'll be like, "Thanks, man."
I will absolutely hang out and talk about my own band. No, I do love.
Just don't talk to him about yours because your favorite band sucks.
No, for real. Actually, just kidding. I will. I love talking about music, bands, guitars. This guy, hardcore, old hardcore, that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't know why I didn't know this. This is a bit of trivia. I don't know if you guys knew this, and I know I'm going to be like the last guy figuring this out. And for me, liking hardcore just pisses me off. I don't know how I didn't realize, and maybe because I got into Trapped Under Ice way later, that the dude from Turnstile. Or at least one of the members is the original member of Trapped Under Ice.
I know none of the words that you're saying to me right now. Trapped Under Ice is a band, I take it.
Hardcore band that I mean, really love.
I'm too young for that stuff. You're into the older stuff, because you're older than me. So,
but anyway, love that stuff. Love Turnstile. Great.
You won't even let me have that joke?
No, that's actually good.
You let me have it.
I was like, that was me letting you have it.
Okay,
that was like,
okay. Sorry.
I was like, oh yeah. That's
all right, sorry. Trapped Under Ice. They're a hardcore punk. Does that mean when you say hardcore? Does that mean punk?
Hardcore band. No, I would say.
Does that mean hardcore metal?
Like hardcore, like the genre hardcore.
I see. I'm not super familiar.
That's what
I would say. Is that kind of the shouty vocals?
Yep.
Da.
Okay. Trapped Under Ice for sure is totally like that. More shouty, you would say.
Okay.
But it's like quintessential like hardcore.
And so then, typically, to me,
punk,
I feel like maybe I'm super wrong. This is a generalization comment, but those bands, when they're shouty and they're usually not necessarily political, but they're usually like more like have something to say. Because I'm not one of those writers.
So
I'm just crying about ex-girlfriends, to these people and hoping that they
do. Well, they do love.
They do that too.
They do, okay. There's a song, True Love. Keep living this life alone. True love.
I was gonna say I could pull it up while we're on. It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I'd have to take some time to show you, but that's the stuff that I came up listening to. So I was a metalhead who happened to get thrown into the hardcore scene at like 13, 14 years old, going to shows at at Tarpon. Actually, I was talking to my girlfriend. The old Boiler Room. 688 at Ulmerton skate park. So we were going to these old hardcore shows, and I was a metalhead going to. That's why a lot of what I write now is like a lot of like breakdowns, a lot of like hardcore influenced metal is because like I came up in the scene with punk and hardcore kids, and all the metal kids that did want to get around, they didn't want me in that scene anyway, and I got along better with the punk and hardcore kids, and then so I ended up, even though I was a metalhead, starting to gravitate more to hardcore, and then of course there were bands that had elements of both that I started really liking. I mean,
So what was the other band you said? Trapped Under Ice.
so Trapped Under Ice
You
has
didn't realize
so
the singer-
original members from there are probably in Turnstile, and I forget which one. I got to look this up more. But
Oh,
yeah.
I got you. And Turnstile is another. That actually name sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're very
That's a
big,
newer.
like,
That's a
hardcore
newer
band.
band
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I think I've actually heard them on my lists, but
yeah. They're great.
that's cool. That's cool. Little dip into Johnny Brain.
Yeah, there we go. That was a little walk down memory lane there. But yeah, if anybody is familiar with this area, so like Tarpon, it was a Tarpon. God bless.
Hey, we ate lunch at Tarpon today.
Yeah, Neptune's. Yeah, there we go. Neptune's Lounge, over there. That was a big scene. Played some many shows. Actually, if anybody remembers, a huge band that's playing around here, Ice Nine Kills. I literally played with Ice Nine Kills at Neptune's Lounge.
They're from Florida?
No. Ice Nine Kills.
I know
is-
Ice Nine Kills. They're
yeah,
big. They're huge.
Yeah. Well, I literally played Neptune's Lounge with them.
Oh, I see what
yeah,
you're saying.
years ago, and I loved it because I loved them back then.
They're like dressed up in suits and kind of.
They
they're
kind of have like the
metal-
horror metal thing.
Yeah.
and
I like them.
They do great job with that now. But yeah, they're touring with Metallica and stuff now, which is crazy. Playing that small room with them, and then but kids, that's what goes to show you hard work and perseverance. So I do reference that anytime I want to like give up on this. I do think about how many times I've played these small clubs with a
bands
band
that are huge
that
now.
are huge now.
Yeah.
Which every once in a while, like you got to like take yourself out of that ego and pride position and be like, okay, just because like they had their time doesn't mean it's not going to come around to you. So like,
Sure.
you know, it forces you to go like, hey, there is like a route. There
Every
is
dog
something.
has his day.
Yeah, like and maybe if that isn't the principle, it still helps me to see that. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's good.
Another little tangent into Johnny World.
That's fun. When I was younger, I played in a band. It was called The Fortress, and we played like 3 shows total. I played like 3 shows total with them. But there was one time we played this show, and we opened for this band, and I didn't think anything about it. I was too nervous about just playing the guitar. I didn't sing back then. And years later, my Facebook was like memory from 2000, 22. No, it was a long time ago. So it brought back the memory, and it said, "Do you remember when you played with this band?" And the headliner that night was Scale the Summit, and I remember looking. I was
so
like,
funny.
"Oh." I mean, they're not huge, but they were like.
I mean, they're
but they got
very
big, and I was
Yeah,
like,
they're very big.
"Oh,
I ended
similar
up
to your
seeing
story."
them like later on down the line.
We
after
played
that.
at a little tiny place in Kansas, in
Okay,
Lawrence,
so
Kansas.
you
At the
can-
so I
do you
kind of
remember what year that was? Like legit? Do you remember what year that was?
that would have been like 2006 or 7, to be honest.
Wow. What's crazy is then probably about
It's probably really similar timing to what you're talking about. I
so
feel
probably
like.
about like 6 years later than that. Actually, I actually opened up for Scale the Summit in Orlando.
once they were probably bigger.
right?
Yeah.
Which think about coming from there because I had no idea where they had actually started. Probably Midwest, huh?
I actually don't remember where they're from because they're instrumental, right? I feel like they're instrumental and they're like
Yeah.
pretty like kind of.
Great. The only track I can really think about right now without looking up their stuff because I can probably see it's called The Levitated. I think it's because it was like this tapping riff that I learned how to play.
That's what I remember. Lots of maybe
yeah.
2 guitars tapping.
Yeah, Chris something. I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he's in another band.
Yeah. We'll have to
Yeah.
look. Okay,
Great
double 2 things we got to look up
Yeah,
after the podcast.
Great and a nice little memory grab though. But I was in a band in Orlando for a long time, a tech band, and I remember the guys were all getting me into all kinds of stuff like that when that was coming out.
That was like around the Animals as Leader days and all of that.
Yeah,
kind
Skills,
of,
some Animals as leaders, the Contortionists. I mean, I gravitated more, of course, to the tech, like heavier side of things.
The
But
Contortionist is dope.
yeah, they're great. I actually did like very back in the day. We did some very
I have
small shows.
I have a
with them.
fun story with them too. So a long time ago, I was in Salina, Kansas, and I went to see Between the Buried and Me,
Mhm.
and the Contortionist opened. I had never heard of them until
Gotcha.
this night. And I'm walking around out front, like I don't think I was old enough to drink. I was walking around out front getting a soda or something before the show. And I remember like this guy was at the merch booth and we ended up like having this conversation, just, whatever, avant-garde or whatever you call that, just like kind of about nothing. And then a little bit later, dude was up on stage as the singer in the band, and I was like, whoa, he's in this band called The Contortionist. So then I come to find out it was Michael Lessard. It was his first night, and he was sitting in because the old original singer.
So that had to have been though probably 2011, 2012,
something about like
13,
that, yeah.
something like that.
Not it was before I moved to Florida, so it would have had to been pre-2012. But somewhere right in there, between 2010, 2012, somewhere in there, yes. Yeah. And so it was the first tour. I remember the other guy got sick or something.
Because I had actually seen Michael Lessard when he was in Last Chance of Reason.
And so I didn't know about them yet.
Yeah.
And so I saw him, and then after the show, I was like, dude, you were awesome. You know, they were smaller back then. So he was out at the merch booth. And he wasn't even like legit the singer yet. He was sitting in for the tour.
Was probably Hollow Movement, I think.
Hold on, so the story's not over. So then, because he was so small back then, if you will, I don't mean to say it like that, but he wasn't famous yet. We became actual friends on Facebook, and then he gave me singing lessons when I first started singing. He gave me 2 lessons online, just like talking. I remember. I was young, but I wanted to learn how to sing, and I thought he was really cool because he was. And then,
he did a lot of crazy like harmonies. And
stuff. he's got a really nice spectrum. So anyway, and then yeah.
That's great. That's great, Michael Lessard. That's another great pull from that era. That kind of stuff actually, funny now, starts to make me feel kind of nostalgic. Stuff that I was listening to when I first got out of.
Do you mean old?
Yeah, more. It's weird that this stuff's got even a nostalgic feel to it now. Like thinking about when I first listened to like Vil Jarta and stuff like that, it's so funny to think that that's somewhat nostalgic. Coming into that, but anyway.
Yeah, those bands are. Are you crying? You okay, baby?
No, that's what I was saying.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, right.
No, but yeah, but those, even like Gojira and all those bands, those guys are all like 50. You know what I mean? They're all older than us.
Yeah, I forget.
Metallica's 60 something. Like it's.
Yep. Hey, I forget. But hey, anyway, I think that's actually proof in the pudding, guys. It doesn't matter what.
Is that like tapioca? Sorry, the proof in the pudding. Is that like the little inside?
Damn. Well, now you're gonna make me think about that one. We're another thing we're gonna have to research.
3 things we're looking up after the podcast.
But more of what I'm getting into is doesn't matter what age you are, continue following the dream. It'll happen. It's just eventually just this amount of time that you grind in. That's kind of what we're finding is the principle.
Yeah.
But anyway, not that anybody really cared. But
yes, they do.
Yeah.
They all care.
But
if they don't, hit stop right now.
So here's what we're gonna do. So I actually like how we filled up that last segment with what we just did. We're gonna go
us just rambling together about nothing.
100%. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into segment 4, which is the lore core. We're gonna kind of do this somewhat quickly. So this is fictional, mythic lore related to Chemical Vision universe. This lore.
Wait, it's not true.
Of course, it's true.
Okay, cool.
But we have to, just to
disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Asterisk.
As we're laying it out there, because this has actually been scribed by Mech himself, his self.
Nice.
So, but anyway, Sub has been showing up more lately. He's been kind of filling us more in. So we're diving into a little bit of the backstory behind the mechs we brought back from the future. So, I guess Tyler, do you want to go in on this part for him?
I can. He was telling us that he was originally built as a neural archivist. So that means he was meant to store like the last bit of music that was like not shitty before it was erased into like cyberspace or whatever.
Yeah, because culture could basically in the future he comes from culture totally collapsed and there is really no more music anymore.
Yeah, it's just like anarchy pretty much happens, and so he goes rogue, steals the shit, learns from, starts learning emotion because once he found us. We're like super emo. I'm super emo. Maybe it's me. Did I ruin him? I might have ruined him.
Have.
But after he started hanging out with us and listening to our songs, he started like I don't know, like start maybe like growing a soul. Can you grow a soul?
Yeah, I think maybe he was eventually just getting in touch with his own soul, realizing that he did have one because everything's so dead in the future, and they are these synthetic organic beings. They had him more in touch with their synthetic side. So as he's listening to the chemical demos and old soul records, he's then getting in touch with the organic side of himself, realizing he does have a soul. And now we have them back, both him and Impact, back from the future to help us save the future of music. And he's part of Rebellion.
Love it. It's really like like a Disney story, you know? Just happy endings for them.
And,
even though they're
animated
super
show,
cynical assholes.
Comic and book coming at you soon.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And the comic will be soon. Soon.
What else do we have on these show notes?
Oh,
here?
I don't know. It says. I think you stopped typing this sentence. Basically, the mechs are.
Sounds like something I would do.
It does. Oh, here we go. I guess we're done with that segment. We're going to move on.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Segment number 5.
That's what happens when Johnny does a bad copy paste.
It's okay.
Segment 5. Studio Spirit Check.
This is new.
Yes. Because
New.
Tyler said he likes new segments.
I
here
do
and there.
like new.
So that's why I tried to get this one in there.
Yeah,
so here we go, Tyler.
So I'm gonna let me head it off. It's a quick studio spirit check, and it's basically like well, I'm asking him today, like, how you feeling in the studio? Like, how you feeling creatively or creatively? How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling? Creative. Anyway, you know, how's your creativity happening these days?
English is his first language.
It is. It really is. Are you feeling creative?
Spirit check, spirit fingers. Yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty good lately. I've got some good inspiration, but I'm writing every day, so it's like there's never a time when I don't feel the need to write something. But lately, I've definitely been feeling it in a specific area, trying to maybe pop out another chemical ballad.
You did just send one called Heartbreak Central recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have a note over here. It's like, talk about Heartbreak Central because it's sexy.
Yeah, so specifically, that's what he's referring to. I'm actually really stoked on it. It's actually turning out kind of cool. I do want to give it, though.
I'm waiting for that bridge. That bridge, you better you bring in sexy back.
Yeah, it's got a definitely like a vibe. It's got a vibe.
No, it has a vibe for sure. Yeah, it's evolving. I feel still.
Yeah. So anyway, let's check out these notes here.
Oh, well, you just said, yeah, you're great. That's where you're at.
I'm grounded, but buzzing. I try to throw in like a dad musician joke in there.
He's a liar. He is not grounded.
No,
he's buzzing. Always buzzing.
Always buzzing. Come on, guys.
Always buzzing. Always writing. This guy's like a song machine. You guys have no idea.
I try to be, but like at this point, I get pissed off because then I want everything to work so fast. Like I want us to be like,
boom, boom.
like have like fully mastered songs. Like, but that's where I think I have to work on my temperance and patience. Yeah, no.
Well, and sometimes the ones that sometimes you'll give us ones, and then like within 3 or 4 days, like you're saying, it's like there's already like it's all kind of coming to fruition. Sometimes you'll send ones and they'll sleep. And we'll, Nate or I'll sleep on it, or unintentionally or intentionally, or whatever.
I mean, funny. I mean, a lot of people know we kind of release stuff single by single, and we are going to probably release. We are retroactively releasing like the EPs and like groupings. But you see, we've already written kind of, I don't know, about 5 or 6 ahead of where we're at now. And that pretty much is our pace typically. So.
Yeah, for sure. We try to keep the iron hot and keep it the pressure on ourselves.
But anyway, we probably need to start wrapping this thing up because
let's do it. Because guys, I know you can't smell them or see them or even know, but we got ribs on the grill. They've been smoking since like 2 this afternoon, and it's 7:20 this evening. So like.
Yeah, this is going to be good to go here.
See ya.
But anyway, guys, thank you for checking out this episode. Hopefully you're watching this. Hopefully you were then getting
in your car.
Getting in your car and getting out to Tampa, Skipper Ave, to the Brass Mug and Tampa to see us. We will go on 11. Haas, I believe, will probably go on closer to 8. Tomlinson, 9, 10. And
I think the bands are basically 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 5 different sets.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Sounds about right.
Loosely.
Okay, so you heard it here from Tyler. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We're at 11. We're playing the headline slot here. We're playing, a little late.
I really just wanted to go 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Okay, sorry.
That's pretty good. But we hope you guys are getting in your cars, getting down there, Skipper Ave, the Brass Bunk of Tampa. We'll see you there. Thank you guys for checking us out again. I'm Johnny Chase.
I'm Tyler.
Keep dreaming. Keep the vision. We'll check you guys next time.
Yep. Peace.